Namaste, my soul family. Welcome to this video. In it, I will be talking about Reiki and answering some questions that I have often received from clients as well as from people who are interested in learning more about the Reiki practice and what it's all about. So in this video, I will be talking about where it comes from, what are some of the results and effects of receiving a Reiki attunement, as well as what Distance Reiki is all about and how it actually works. And so if you're interested in finding out all about my Reiki practice, then stay tuned. Question number 1, what is Reiki? So Reiki is a Japanese word. Rei means universal and Ki means life force energy, or also known as Chi, or also known as Prana. And so Reiki means, quite literally, universal energy. It's a holistic technique that helps with stress reduction, it causes relaxation, and it promotes healing. So Reiki was discovered in 1922 by Dr. Mikao Usui. And I said discovered, but he actually rediscovered it because life force has been around, well, forever. And the practice of sending life force energy or healing via Reiki energy has been practiced for thousands of years. So that's pretty much what it is in a nutshell. Question number 2. What does Reiki do? So in order for me to answer this question, the first thing that I need you to understand is that Reiki, or life force energy, has its own intelligence. It has its own genius. What I mean by this is that we don't have to tell Reiki what to do. We don't have to tell it where to go. Reiki literally connects with the higher self of each individual person and uses that connection in order to do the healing that it needs to do for that person. So it's a genius. It's energy. It knows everything already. It's God, basically. And you're connecting to the flow of God and asking for healing from God, in essence. And so you don't have to know the outcome. You don't have to have an expectation for it. You simply have to allow yourself to receive. And so I know the concept of this energy having a genius to it is a little bit hard to fathom. But in order for you to conceptualize this, I want you to think about your autonomic nervous system. And so this internal system is within each and every one of us. It is what controls our breathing. It is what controls our heartbeat. It is what controls the synaptic connections that happen in our brain that allow us to move. And it literally controls our hormones, all of our energy, the way that it is literally flowing through our body. That's part of life force, right? And so we do not have to do anything in order to, command our bodies to breathe. We don't even have to think about those things. And so this is a part of the genius. And the moment that you're incarnated into this earth, if you're here, if you are breathing, you are plugged into this awesome system that knows exactly what you need at all times, okay? I want you to think about also nature. If you think about a tree, us human beings don't have to will the tree to grow. We don't have to tell it how many leaves it needs. We don't have to ask it to bear fruit. It just does. It's intuitive. It knows what to do in order to maintain its well-being, in order to maintain the harmony. But what happens is that us human beings, we get caught up in our lives. We get busy. We end up getting stressed out. We end up trying to control the outcomes and the expectations of things. We try to control our minds. We try to control other people. And so these different situations create frustration within our lives, create resistant energy, and it really creates bad habits sometimes. Literally, our subconscious programming that we've picked up through our relationships and in the past and all of our experiences can literally bunch up and create those bad behaviors and create these really our beliefs create our actions. And so if our beliefs are negative or are full of toxic energy, then our actions will end up being toxic. And so this repetitive nature of living life in this way day in and day out ultimately causes disease and ultimately causes mental illness as well. And so this is what Reiki tackles, basically. What we do when we put ourselves in the intention of receiving Reiki, or when we create a Reiki practice within our daily lives, we are literally kind of like removing ourselves, removing the logical mind from the obligations of the day, from all of the things that we believe that we need to have under wraps or under control, and instead inviting this healing, transformative, genius, intelligent energy to come into our lives, to wash over our spirits, to wash over our bodies, to wash over the things that we encounter throughout the day, to connect with the people that we feel need love or need healing. By sending that Reiki energy healing, they're getting all of that energy. And we get it within ourselves. And so when you connect with Reiki, when you create that practice, that's what it does. It allows you to receive and to be in flow of this energy. We become aware of it. We realize that we are a part of this beautiful, genius, divine system that has always been in our favor. And so we consciously intentionally begin to incorporate it into our lives, and that naturally creates healing. Question number 3, what to expect from your Reiki practice? In order for us to receive Reiki, and in order for it to start working in our lives, all we have to do is ask for it. And so just the fact that we're asking creates the intention to want to be healed, creates the intention to want to receive that genius. And it allows us to get in a state where we are in flow and in alignment, just like that tree that grows perfectly is, right? That means that we would grow and develop perfectly. That would mean that we would heal whatever aspects need to be healed. And so just by asking for Reiki energy, just by accepting that it's real and that it exists and that it is for you, you're already halfway there. You've already received it. And so it is important for you to know that the practitioner is not a healer, okay? Or not the healer. The energy is already healing you. The practitioner is merely a vessel that channels Reiki energy, a conduit, so to speak. And so as the vessel, all I am doing in my practice is clearing myself up, allowing myself to be in flow with the energy and with all the pure intentions of my heart, sending that energy to my client, sending the energy to the person. I can intuitively send it to different parts of their body depending on what I feel inclined, or if I get nudges. Sometimes I get intuitive nudges as I'm giving the therapy. But I also always send the energy to all 7 energy centers, the 7 chakras. And so why is it important to send to the energy centers? Because it's kind of done with the purpose of touching all the bases. The 7 energy centers represent different aspects of the human psyche. Represents love, represents self-esteem, relationships, intimacy. It represents our connection to the divine. Many different aspects. I can do another video if you're interested on the 7 chakras. Just let me know in the comments of this video. But yeah, so basically in the session, I send intuitively that energy to different parts of the person's body. Typically, before I give the session, I have a conversation with my client. I ask them, where do they feel they need to be supported? Where do they need Reiki energy? And just kind of open it up so that I am able to hold space for the person in the places and areas of their life where they feel they need the support. But like I said, the Reiki energy goes wherever it needs to go. It does what it needs to do. I am just merely a vessel that transmits that energy with all the love of my heart to you in order for you to receive the healing that you need. That's it. Sometimes I get asked, Bianca, what happens to you when you give Reiki? Well, really, I don't feel depleted in any way. Reiki is universal energy. It's always flowing through us. So if anything, every time that I practice and I give Reiki, I feel a lot more energized after I'm done with the session than I did before, because I'm literally becoming this vessel for this flow to come through me. Sometimes if I'm working with a person, especially in my experiences working with people in person, sometimes I'll receive downloads, a word or an image or some guidance from spirit guides or angels. And yes, I do protect myself before I go into a session. Just by giving myself Reiki, I'm literally calling upon the energies that I wish to be present with me, and they're always my guides. They're always pure energies. So no, I'm not worried about becoming demonized or exercised in the middle of my Reiki session. That's not possible. So it's all very pure. But yes, sometimes I do get those intuitive nudges, and after the session, sometimes I'll share those things with my client. Whatever I feel can be beneficial to their healing process, if I got something for them, I'm going to share it. Question number 4. How does Distance Reiki work? No, it's not voodoo. So, Distance Reiki works much the same as Reiki done in person. Why? Because the most powerful and the most important thing about Reiki is the intention. If the person has the intention to receive healing energy, then they will. Remember that energy is energy. It is everywhere. It goes beyond our physical even observance of it. The concept of space and time and distance are just constructs of our mind. And so in that sense, we have to abide by those physical laws, but energy does not. It can never be destroyed or created. It can only be transformed and transmuted. And so when you call upon Reiki, when you ask for it to be in your life, it will be. That's it. And so the Reiki practitioner with that same intention can send that energy and that's what I do with all the love of my heart. I will send energy to the person. I will impart the Reiki symbols, because I did not mention that earlier. But yes, there are specific symbols that have divine meaning and are used throughout the Reiki practice. That is what makes Reiki so powerful, because symbology, especially to the human mind, is extremely effective in triggering us emotionally and in allowing us to associate all the blessings of the divine light and to be channeled into the things with intention. And so the symbols, I will not share them because they are sacred symbols, and I will be sharing them in the future with people who decide that they want to practice Reiki in their own personal lives, or to also become Reiki teachers. I am going to receive my Reiki Masters, so I'm very excited about that, which means that I will officially be a Reiki teacher and able to impart the symbols onto my students. However, in the meantime, they are sacred. But just know that the Reiki symbols are extremely powerful and can be sent to anybody, anywhere, anything, and are transcendental, really. It's beautiful. I've been able to send Reiki to people in my life, and they've received beautiful, energetic releases and effects. I've been able to send Reiki to events or things that are important that I have to go to or do, and the events always end up being so much more beautiful, and I always learn something from them, and with the intention there is always something that I receive and I become in alignment and an awareness of, which is amazing. Yeah, and so Reiki is really awesome in that way. All right, soul family, we've arrived at the fifth and final question, which is what to expect after you've received Reiki. So following the attunement, most people experience what I like to call the 21-day Reiki detox. During that time, it is an opportunity for your body to finally release some of the negative energies that it's been clinging on to. Anything that's old and is no longer serving you will be out of balance with your new state of energetic balance. And so some of the symptoms that you may experience as a result of that are emotional shifts, changes in your physical. Sometimes people, for example, end up moving apartments or dumping that bad relationship that wasn't working for a long time, changing jobs or careers. Those are kind of extremes, but some people have reported some of those things to me. Another thing that you can experience is physically in your body feeling sick or under the weather. I mean, I've had people tell me that they've experienced headaches for a day or two after the session, or moodiness, or just a cold all of a sudden that came upon them. And all of this is really energy leaving your body. And so while it can feel a little bit maybe frustrating to experience some of these things, it is absolutely necessary, because in order for us to align with the higher energies, sometimes we have to traverse these more rocky waters of shifts and energy clearing, right? So it's a good thing. Another thing that people have reported to me is intense dreams. So also another really good opportunity for the person to journal out if they're receiving, vivid dreams. Maybe initially they don't really make a lot of sense, but as you continue your detox process, then you might start finding connections between your dreams and the things that you're experiencing in your waking life. And so you can also give Reiki to yourself during the detox process. For the people who have Reiki with me, I always show them a simple way that they can give themselves Reiki, obviously without using the symbols, but they can channel that energy to themselves during the detox process, and that really supports the healing of everything. And also, if you continue to give yourself Reiki after you've gone through the 21-day detox, then you'll just continue releasing those negative emotions. And it's really just remarkable how fast you can transform and essentially just start gradually living a more grateful and positive life, and you'll start feeling in harmony and in balance with yourself. So yeah, that's pretty much what you can expect. That's it, my loves. We've come to the conclusion of this video. Please do let me know if you have any additional questions. As mentioned, let me know if you want a video on the chakra systems. I would love to share that information, because for those people embarking on the Reiki journey, it really helps to understand your chakra systems and how they play a role in your life. And other than that, I look forward to receiving your questions and to doing Reiki and sending all of you loving energy. Let me know if you are in Atlanta area and would like to book an appointment in person. I am available to you. And also, if you live in Puerto Rico or California, let me know if you're interested in receiving Reiki. And when I go visit those states, which I often do, then we can absolutely make arrangements for that. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a blessed day.